Listen here, girl. I know you think it's a game, but it is absolutely not. Okay, this is the energy supplement from Just Move Supplements. That's right. It's damn near all gone, girl, and that's because I had to get that energy up so I can complete the workout, so I can give y'all this body, this transformation, get into it, okay? And I'm done working out now, so that's why we're moving on to the protein shake. Oh yes, it's already in there, girl. It's already made right here. This is the mixture of the banana pudding, the chocolate cake, and the buttercream cupcake. And you really want to be fancy, you can go ahead and add that blueberry muffin if that's what you want to do, girl. But for me, it's these three right here, okay? You put that with some almond milk, you mix it all up in honey, okay? Your muscles have gained life, new energy, agility. Get into it, okay? Just Move Supplements. Thank you very much. Hold up, Chief. Okay, don't forget about that TLC NutriBurst to get that multivitamin power, because we all need a little extra. And child, if you want that sea moss that go down smooth, don't come up rough, okay? Get into the TLC Nautica sea moss. Yes, get that from me. And child, if your stomach hurt and you need to move some things around so you can be free, okay, go ahead and get that ISO tea down below in the description box. Get it all from me. Come on in, come on in, come on in, not come on in, not come. Sorry, y'all know I'm weird, whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
I can love. Sorry, I was just listening to some damn Mary J. Blige. Who's gonna make you feel the way I do? Nobody. Listen, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? We back. For Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. We're going to start with Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and then we're going to go on to Real Housewives of Potomac. As we give everybody a chance to come back into the room, y'all, me and Lyric went and got pedicures today. That was fun. Shai was nice. We was the only two people in there, bitch. And we're going to start going on Monday. Like, I told him once a month he has to go with me from now on, because Lyric had like them terrible sleep, those sheet slicing toenails, y'all. They thick, they all unruly, they be doing all kind of crazy shit in his shoes and all of that. And y'all know, y'all black men, if somebody didn't teach them to be like metrosexual and take care of themselves, child, they won't do it. They just won't. The Lyric is a country running on the pavement with no shoes type motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I just got to make sure that as we get older, he starts to, take more and more, good care of himself. Okay. So me and him went to go get pedicures today. That nigga was laid out in the chair. It was the funniest thing, y'all. Hold up. I think I took a picture. Let me see. Hold up. I'm about to show y'all while we wait for everybody to come into the room. Y'all, hold up. Can y'all see? Y'all, he is laid out. Look. Okay, listen. Ain't none of my news down there. Okay, cool. Don't hack me, bitch. Okay, because y'all know y'all be liking to fuck with a bitch. But anyway, I'm so glad. And then listen, y'all, you got to go to work on my feet. The lady had to bring out the drill to get that toenail down. I said, oh, I'm so glad. We're both ticklish. So, of course, he was ticklish, but he really enjoyed it. He liked the chair because his shoulder was hurting him, and, just filed him down, cut his nails down, drilled it down. You know what I'm saying? Just made his feet nice and soft so they don't be slicing up my nice sheets. But I was like, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I was enjoying it. Like, more so watching him get it done than me myself. But yeah, y'all, it was real nice. Come on for knowing my references. Come on. Okay. But yeah, y'all. Okay, it's 220 of y'all in the room. Let me go ahead and pull up my notes so we can get into Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Okay, y'all. Let's start it off. Okay. Before we get into it, y'all gonna ask me what I got in my glass, because that's just what y'all like to do. Shout out to Jamie. This is Crown Royal, and I wish I had ice, but I don't. But that's okay, because our ice machine broke. I need a new refrigerator, but in time, child, in time. Too many other things to replace. But I just ordered from Amazon like the ice tray, but with the sphere round cubes. I cannot wait to get the little bitty round cubes in my drink, bitch, so I can be in here real risky tissy on ice, okay? Because I can't sing Crown Royal on ice to y'all, because that's what I would have wanted to sing. Crown Royal on ice, on ice. Your hands on my hips, pull me right back to you. Give it right back. I'm breathing. You're dealing and I'm squirting mad all along. Some secrets about the boy like flip shit. Flip dip, hip dip, and twisted. On my hands and my hips and my tongue tricks. And you're so thick, and you're so thick, and you're so Crown Royal on ice. Oh, yo, one of the shortest and best songs ever. Jill Scott is good for a good short song, y'all. Epiphany is one of those. And what was the one on the first album when she went to the grocery store and the bitch was smelling her and found out the nigga she was fucking with based off of the scent? Y'all, I thought I called it. Don't you hate when you think you called it and then you open your hand and it's not there? Fucking nets. Anyway, y'all ready? All right, y'all. So Heather has decided that she's going to make up with Jen this episode, right? Y'all know last episode they had a conversation in which Jen cried, and I don't know what I know what it is. Heather is a glutton for punishment. Anytime a relationship is abusive, she loves it. Okay. She's probably like the type of woman that if the relationship doesn't have some type of toxicity, she doesn't feel like it's love. And that's just based off of the religion she's in and the type of relationship I think she had with her husband. But either way, she's made up with Jen and wants Whitney to do the same. And Whitney is just like, I'm not as thirsty for Jen's friendship as Heather is. So yeah, I'm gonna play it back. And Whitney, I'm not upset with you about that. Even though we heard you was a Trump supporter, child, white people know they'll disappoint you. Black people, we not like this. Everybody else, y'all are like this. Listen, Black people, we do be like this, but no, not really. What I mean by that is, we will like a person, genuinely think they cool as fuck, and find out that their politics will lead to our demise and our struggle and our death. And then it's like, I can't really be cool with you like that if I know that on a base human level, you don't give a fuck about my well-being. And Whitney is one of those. You know what I'm saying? Like, cool as fuck. You like her. You want to party with her. You might even want to do a threesome with the bitch. Not me, but just saying. You're cool. You like her. She's cute. She's funny. She's not a problem. But at the same time, she votes for your downfall, bitch. Like, I can't, y'all, there are a lot of things that I can get past. And that's why people don't like to have those conversations, because they don't want their Black friends to find out, yeah, we're friends, Jamal, but I'm definitely voting for you to get taxed more than me, even though I make more than you. Sorry, Jamal, you got to struggle a little longer there. Sorry, that's just how I feel. But I still like Whitney. So moving on from there, Jen goes snow biking with Lisa. Y'all, this looked fun. And they discuss this girls like little trip, little outing that they want to go out on. And then Jen asks Lisa for her weight, eye, hair color, and her full name. And she's like, I promise I'm not stealing your identity. And I'm just like, are you sure? Because we heard that's what you do. Are you sure? Because I wouldn't have given you that information. Not even a little bit, not even at all. Thank you, Quaisha, for the super sticker. Mwah. Okay. Jen invited Meredith, and Lisa is still not taking responsibility for the way she treats Whitney and Heather. Y'all, Lisa works on my fucking nerves even more than Jen. Jen never takes responsibility for anything, but at least she's batshit across the board. She's batshit with everybody. She's batshit with Heather. She's batshit with Lisa. Like, if she's gonna keep the lie alive, she's gonna keep that lie alive to everybody. Lisa, on the other hand, you treat Whitney and Heather like shit, and when they call you out on it, you get mad and play victim. You're obnoxious as fuck.
And then with the situation between Meredith and Jen, you continue to compare it. Whitney and Heather have never talked about your kids. They've never talked about your marriage. They have never done anything to you besides point out that you make them feel like shit by the way that you treat them. And somehow you've convinced yourself that it's the exact same situation as Meredith and Jen, with Jen liking and retweeting comments about Meredith's son. Now, mind you, I don't like Meredith's son. And I think he didn't like Jen even before the vagina comments, okay? And I think he didn't want his mom to be friends with Jen even before the vagina comments. But the way Jen rolls, I don't exactly blame Brooks. But nobody likes a pretentious, like effeminate, annoying ass little white boy. Like, I'm sorry, but like usually those are annoying personalities, okay, where they like treat you like shit and shade the shit out of you, and as soon as you do it to them, they're like, but oh my god, like how can you say that to me? Like, oh my god, I can call you a complete fucking dirtbag, you can't do it back to me, mom. Like, she's calling me a dirtbag after I said her vagina smelled like a fish market. What the fuck? Like, I'm sorry, but Brooks is that dude. Brooks is absolutely that type of personality, which is why it's so hard for me to take Meredith and Brooks seriously when they cry about the tweets and shit that Jen have liked. Like, the fuck, who cares? But at the same time, if I was Meredith and you have been liking negative tweets about my kid, I would no longer be interested in any type of relationship with you whatsoever. There would be no conversation. There would be no talking. There would be no walking a mile on fucking ice to get into an argument with you. Bitch, I don't see it for you. Because the first time you say something about my kid, we're not friends anymore. There are no more. I don't even have any kids. And if my kid wasn't ready to talk about their sexuality and you decided to get online and like comments and retweet negative things about my kid, when I tell you that I don't have any words for you, because if I have to engage with you, I might stab you in the face with a fork. I don't know. I don't know what I might do once I love children. Once I have my own child that I've, made an adult and love and care for their entire lives. And then I have a friend who I care for, and they decide it's in their best interest to do anything negative towards my fucking kid. Please believe I'm going to be just as mad as Meredith, but you ain't going to see it. And you damn sure not going to see it coming. Honestly, if Meredith called the federale hood on Jen, I don't give a fuck. And honestly, I'm going to laugh and giggle and fall on the floor like Nazima from Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. Okay, Tu Wong Fu, bitch. I'm going to be in this bitch throwing my legs in the air like Nazima Jackson if we find out that one of those women called the popo on that hoe, okay, because she asked for it. You continuously acting ass, Jen. You acting as you treat people like shit, and when they call you to the carpet for it, you play victim, you cry, you flip, you deflect, you project, and you act like an ass. I'm not mad at Meredith for how she feels about you. Lisa can go to hell with her comparison. I'm sorry. I know I went on a tangent. I did not mean to, but that's how I felt about it, okay? So moving on from there, Mary goes to lunch with her son and makes him pray out loud over the food and corrects him throughout his entire prayer, which lets us know that daddy did not make him go to church with his mom whenever she was, going there to be the deaconess or whatever the fuck Mary does, okay? He wants to move out of the house. Of course, y'all know, like, Mary is codependent. She's Grey Gardens. She wants her child to stay close to her hip, but it's not going to happen. That boy is running just like his daddy did, okay? Now, when she asks how he gonna pay for the shit, that's the good question. That's the good question. How you gonna pay for it? Your granddaddy / daddy gonna pay for it? Oh, all right then. Excuse me, but child, listen. She said she want him to go to the army. I said, what's wrong with you? Why do you want your son to go into the army so he can become a mentally abused robot? The fuck wrong with you? Let me tell y'all something. I know listen, at the end of the day, there are absolutely times when violence is necessary. If you don't believe me, read your Bible. There are absolutely times when violence is necessary. And I'm all here for any country having a military. But at the end of the day, I find that governments handle people's lives like they're toy soldiers that can be thrown away and then thrown into effigy, meaning I can send you to be killed without thought. Okay, I can make a brash decision that's not in anybody's best interest but my own, or to flex an ego trip as a leader and send your son in to be killed, or I can send your son in to be forced to take all y'all anti-vax people and all of that. You can't go into the military with that mindset, because anything that they decide they're gonna pump you with, you have signed a piece of paper that says you got to do that shit. Okay. So at the end of the day, I feel like, yes, it is necessary, but there is an aspect of it that I find corrupt, like most things in this country. Corrupt. Okay, so no, nobody, especially not a black woman, should be telling her son that he should go into the fucking military just so you don't have to pay for shit. When you have a house full of Balenciaga and Louis Vuitton and Chanel and all this expensive shit that don't mean a motherfucking thing. You can spend all your money on that shit that they gonna have to sell in a consignment store after they finally dig your ass out of that fucking hoarded house that you're gonna have by the time the Lord takes you. I'm sure she's gonna be surrounded by all of the finest brands covered in fucking dust. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all, but it just really pisses me off that she said that shit when she got all that money, and it's okay for you to spend frivolously on shit that don't matter, but when it comes to your son, you will prefer him to go and put his mind, body, and spirit in jeopardy so you don't have to pay for him to have a place to live. Am I correct on that, Mary? I just wanted to make sure. That's it. I ain't mean to get on my soapbox in that moment, but I needed to say that because I was just like, seriously, 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 seriously. Okay, that's just so your black son. Oh, okay, ma'am. Moving on. Oh Lord, almost as disappointing as seeing old pictures of Mary when she looked like a beautiful black woman, and now she looks like the ghost of that beautiful black woman. Anyway, so Jenny, y'all, Jenny, not Jen, her husband is further pressuring her to have kids. This episode, we find out a little bit more about why she doesn't want to do that. Not just because she doesn't want to have any more children after getting her tubes tied, but also because at her age, it would be a very high risk pregnancy, meaning she might die even more so than the usual I might die when I have a baby. And I was just like, you have 3 healthy, beautiful, smart, intelligent children. Definitely a a great source of pride to the Asian community is Jenny's children. They're doing science experiments, bitch. Those kids are going to be amazing. Okay, they're going to grow up and become the engineers and mathematical geniuses that all Asian people want their children to be. Okay, live in y'all's positive stereotypes to the fullest extent that y'all possibly can. I'm here for it. But you know what I don't like? I don't like for a man who barely is hands-on with his kids because he works, so you're not hands-on with your kids, to want to possibly kill your wife so you can have another child that you won't be there to take care of in a actual physical hands-on way. Is that what you're saying to me, Jenny's husband? That you want your wife to possibly almost die just so you can have another child to add on to your list of, let me check that off on things Vietnamese men need in order to feel as if they're fulfilled in life. More fucking children. Like, she had 9 miscarriages and he still wants to control her body. She can die, and she also runs the risk of genetic disorders and chromosomal abnormalities once you reach a certain age. Her husband in his face is a problem. Dewey is trash and selfish. Putting that name to terrible, you know what I'm saying? When I think of Dewey, I think of Scream. Y'all know I love me some y'all love me some Arquettes, boy. But yeah, y'all, I was just like, really? Really, Jenny's husband? So when she dies and you get the younger version of her to come in and take care of her kids, then what? Is that what you want? Is it? Because I feel like that's what a lot of you niggas want. Y'all want to force your first wife, who's getting older, to continue to have children in hopes that she might die, so you can, like, socially, in a socially acceptable way, replace her with a younger model. How about you just leave her and then go ahead and find you a younger model to have children with? That way she can continue to live, and then, she won't have to die, so that you can continue to put notches in a board, an imaginary board somewhere, that, you as a Vietnamese man have had as many children as your dick will allow. Y'all, there are some things that are traditions in people's, different ethnicities and nationalities that I won't pretend to respect. And men feeling that women having more children is a badge of honor to them, to the point of putting those women in jeopardy, is not something I'm ever going to go up for. Do we go to hell? Thank you so much, Verda Newton, for your becoming a member of my channel. I appreciate that. Let's move on from there. Heather's oldest daughter says that she's not going back to the Mormon church. The two youngest want to go back, but they obviously don't want to deal with the ridicule. Okay, so that's my note. Let's talk about that for a second. I appreciate the oldest daughter having that understanding. The two youngest, they may not have that understanding at this point. They probably remember more of the fun parts of church. But as you get older and sex becomes more in the forefront of your mind, nobody wants to deal with that. I also feel I'm glad that Heather continues to be supportive of her children living outside of the Mormon tradition, because I do feel like it is very, very oppressive to women, meaning that those men are allowed to go around and fuck as many of those girls as they want to, as long as nobody finds out about it. Okay. And even if they do find out about it, the men are not disgraced, the girls are. Either way, I feel like the rules are different. The women are basically saving themselves to get with a man that doesn't know how to please them, versus going out into the world and having a good time and figuring out life. There's a catch-22, because I feel like a lot of people say that you shouldn't have so many bodies, because whenever you marry a man, you will be unhappy with him because you'll be comparing him to whatever great sex you've had in the past. This is what I want to say to that. Marry the nigga that gives you good sex, first of all. Stop marrying people that don't know how to get you to orgasm, first thing. Second of all sex with any person at one point or another will wane in excitement if the energy is not there. So it doesn't even matter like who the person is or what their sex was like, because eventually those things wane anyway in long-term relationships, and you have to have more than that makes you stay together. That's why people say a relationship can't just be about sex, okay? But what I don't appreciate is for young women to have no recourse in being satisfied in their lives. Meaning the idea of a woman being a virgin and being clean for a man is so he will have no other competition. Meaning that she will have to take his mediocre, come quick, no, orgasm giving ass dick, and be happy with it because she hasn't experienced anything else. Honestly, I feel like that's the reason why men through religion and through society impress upon women to be clean and virgins and all of that bullshit, because y'all don't want to have to compete with people that actually know how to fuck. You don't want to be told that your dick is trash. So you don't want her to have any reference points. I see you niggas. Anyway, I'm happy that Heather isn't pushing her children into, continuing to be part of the Mormon religion. I'm sorry. I just don't think that that's the best option for most people. But, do what you will. Meredith has Meredith has Mary over to look through clothes, because y'all know that Meredith has like this whole boutique and everything, and like different boutiques. She got money, whatever. Invites designer, wear, got her shopper, comes over, designer friend comes over, a whole little, rack full of clothing to try on. Mary comes over. Mary had the nerve to be judgmental of Meredith's style. I said, ma'am, sitting in that confessional looking like you look right now, you got the nerve to want to judge Meredith? Girl, really? All y'all make outrageous fashion choices at one point or another. But Mary, you like things just because they're name brand, not because they look good. You look like a damn fool in that confessional. You look tacky for real. Your house looks tacky. It doesn't matter how much money you spent on it. You're tacky, which makes you look like new money. Everything being gaudy and gold, everything being name brand and extremely expensive does not make you classy, and it does not mean you have style. It doesn't. Honestly, it means you are new money. That's all it means. And tacky. Let's not forget tacky. But either way, it seems as if Brooks and Mary have grown a newfound relationship based off of their dislike of Jen. And he's just like, oh my God, like the tweets. Like she's just been saying so many things and liking these terrible tweets. I just don't know what to do. And I was just kind of like, really, Brooks? And this is where y'all can miss me with feeling bad for Brooks, because I feel like it's bullshit. I do. I'm like, Brooks, you are an effeminate gay young man, regardless of whether you want to admit that or not. Baby, we know Brooks is gay. Okay, Meredith, go to hell. He ain't have to tell us. Okay. My point is that as a young man growing up in fucking Salt Lake City, you mean to tell me the worst of the bullying you received has been online from Jen, and not growing up in that Mormon religious community being obviously gay? Word? Word? Is that what I'm to believe, Brooks? That the worst of your bullying has come from the show that you've decided to be on because nobody asked for it. But you've decided to be on Salt Lake City as an appendage to your mom, right? And this is the worst bullying you've ever had, with people calling you out for being gay? I'm going to need for Brooks to get a bigger backbone. And I'm also going to need for Meredith to not bring her ass on a reality show if she can't deal with people talking about her grown ass kids. Not to say it's right. Not to say I like Jen. Not to say that I agree with any of the tweets that she liked or retweeted, because I don't. And like I said, if I was Meredith, we would have no more conversations to be had at all. At all. We wouldn't have anything to say to each other if you talked about my kid in any shape or capacity, way, any type of way. We wouldn't have nothing to say to each other. But like I said previously, Meredith responding to this in the way that she does is because that they didn't feel comfortable with his sexuality, which is why it has not been discussed. Because Brooks rings to me as the type that knew he was gay since he was about 8, if not before. And you knew he was gay since he was about 6. So if you're going to sit amongst us now and act as if this has never been discussed and all of this shit, I just don't believe it. And I think it's because Meredith and her husband were uncomfortable with it, and they weren't really ready to fully, deal with it. But they come on a fucking reality show, and now messy ass, terrible Jen is making comments about it. And the truth of the matter is, like, so what? She's pointing out that your son is gay. So what? It's not the worst that anybody's going to say about Brooks. Brooks already was understood to be gay. Like, even if he didn't say it, that's what we understood. We never thought Brooks was going to show up to your house with a girl. At least not when he was fucking. Nobody thought that. Nobody thought that. Meaning, if anybody was going to be homophobic towards Brooks for being on Salt Lake City, that was going to happen anyway. And your issue should be with the fact that Jen is just not the type of person that anybody should want to be friends with. Period. And that ain't got nothing to do with all of this grandstanding and fake homophobia that y'all love screaming about. Okay? But anyway, Mary asked a really good question to Meredith about why she hasn't had a conversation with Jen about all of this. And Meredith said that, you know what? I was invited to Jen's event. Shout out to Tisha. And when I get there, we'll have the conversation there. And then for some reason, Mary thought that it would behoove her to reference the fact that she needed to pass gas because they were talking about Jen. Girl, all right. Thanks for that. So all the girls go ice fishing. It started off cool, y'all. It looked fun. It looked like everybody was having a good time. When Lisa got there, she was hugging everybody, including Whitney. Whitney didn't know what hit her. She said, bitch, I need to make sure I'm not dead after she hugged me. Then Meredith comes through in all white like a lone wolf, walking through a mile of snow, real heavy and deep like the gutter bitch that she is, okay? Meredith, once she finally arrived to the rest of the group, put the shit out on the table like, I'm going to need for you to stop playing with my family. Heather, why are you trying to get Jen ready for a fight when you know The issue Meredith has with Jen is a real solid reason because it's the same issue you had with her. She's mean and she does things on social media that she won't take responsibility for. She didn't take responsibility for any of the things that she said about you on social media, yet here you are putting lip gloss on her lips so that she can go and fake cry and do the same thing to you this week. Do the same thing to Meredith this week that she did to you last week, where she cries, plays victim, deflects, and lies and said that she did not do any of the things that you know she did because you're going to pull up the text messages and the tweets. It was tweets from her fucking account. Okay? Now, mind you, when Heather and her had this conversation, she just cried and projected and deflected and flipped it on Heather, and Heather just, took it and let go of her beef. Meredith is not that same type of weak. I'm sorry, but she's not. Heather is a pick-me. I'm sorry, but Heather is a pick-me. She wants so badly to be accepted. She wants so badly to be liked. And I believe that anybody that she feels that may not feel that way about her, it is so bothersome to her that she has to try to gain their love, their friendship, whatever. And that's what she's doing with Jen. Regardless of the fact that she was talking all of that real shit about how Jen doesn't take responsibility, here you are backing her up, and she does the same thing to Meredith that she did to you, not taking responsibility for the shit that she did on social media. Okay? So Meredith feels like Jen is pressuring Brooks to talk about his sexuality with the way that she has tweeted, the things that she has said online. Jen denies all of the homophobic tweets and things that she's liked and retweeted. Meredith pulls out the receipts, and that Jen throws out there that she doesn't handle her own Twitter. She doesn't handle her own social media. Great surprise to us because she never said that when she was arguing with Heather. She just said that she didn't do that. Meredith at this point doesn't want to hear this shit anymore because you're lying. So Meredith gets up, storms away, okay? For some reason, Jenny, as the new girl, felt that she could bully, muscle, or intervene in this situation in any type of way. And I was like, girl, it is not your turn. You had to give up your seat so that they can have this conversation. It's not your turn. Okay, it's so funny to me when people have all of that like strength when it comes to people outside of their household, but when it comes to somebody in their own house, like their husband, that's trying to get them to put their life in danger so that he can feel, big as a man, knowing he has one more fucking kid he doesn't need. Girl, where's all this there? Use this there. Don't use this here because this ain't for you. You have not been here, Jenny. This ain't for you. That's how I felt about it anyway. But either way, Jenny tries to intervene and says that they need to just listen to each other, they need to shut the fuck up and listen to each other. And if this is your friend, it's your friend, put the bullshit aside and just listen to each other. And I was just like, Jenny, like I said, honey, this ain't for you. You don't even go here all the way yet. Go on somewhere, okay? But either way, Meredith, I'm sorry, y'all. Lisa and Jenny try to intervene, and Meredith is losing her shit about putting her 22-year-old through speaking on his sexuality. And that's when I got to know it. I said, so you mean to tell me Brooks is 22 years old and you out here losing your fucking glasses in the snow because we talking about his sexuality? Like, I get it. I get her anger towards Jen, y'all. I absolutely get her anger towards Jen. But I feel like it's more about us discussing Brooks' sexuality than anything else. And I also feel like, is it us shaming Brooks for being gay, or is it y'all trying to hide like the truth from everybody, or y'all thinking that if y'all don't talk about it, it's not happening? And that's not true. Like, to me, the way y'all are getting upset about the conversation makes me feel like y'all have more of an issue with Brooks being gay than Jen does, to be honest. Jen does annoy me. What? I didn't do anything. What are you talking about? Like, girl, go to hell. Meredith says that she's done, okay? Because Jen starts crying and saying, well, he should have said what he said about my vagina. And I'm just kind of like, well, girl, you really shouldn't have been showing that young man your vagina. If he didn't want to see your vagina, put your fucking leg down. But you're an alcoholic nutbag that thought it was okay for you to show your puss to that child, and that child didn't want to see your puss, and that's in his prerogative. It was his home, but I also felt like Brooke should have got his ass up and went to another room. This ain't got nothing to do with you, but you want to be all in your mama business. You want to be all in your mama conversations. You should have been in a child's place somewhere in another room, and that way you wouldn't have seen Jen's punani. You wouldn't have seen a punani if you would have been somewhere minding your own fucking business. But you want to be all up under your mama, all in her business, getting all the camera time, and that's why you saw cooch. Okay. Now, Meredith, honey, I understand where you're going. I understand how you feel. But at the end of the day, my good girl, your son is gay. And if anybody has anything to say about that, that's their business. But I need for you to pick a side. One moment you mad, we talking about him being gay. The next moment you want somebody to prove that they're not homophobic. Because to me, you being this upset is more so showing you're uncomfortable with his sexuality than Jen. I just want y'all to, figure it out. Figure it out. But Brooks is 22. Brooks is 22. And I'm going to leave that at that. But like I said, Meredith, I wouldn't be trying to have no kind of conversations with that bitch. We wouldn't trying to be friends at all. Okay, at the all, as Jay Lee would say. At the all, bitch. We are not at the all. Shut up. Okay. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and move on from Salt Lake City because that's all they gave. They be giving enough. Y'all go ahead and like this video before we get into Potomac. Girl, first of all, did anybody watch What Happens Live? Let me know. I'm going to sit here and wait for y'all to tell me. Did y'all see Robin on Watch What Happens Live? Robin. Girl. Girl, listen. Hold up. What's today? Hold up. Y'all gonna wait on me. Y'all gonna wait on me. Hold up. We don't want no sound.
Like, you know what? I got this. Let me.
Okay. Y'all here? We here? But we here? Okay. Robin. And let me tell you something, Robin. I actually got a good giggle out of you this episode. But Robin, what is this? What in the motherfucking 1985 sniffing coke off my coke dealer boyfriend's dick is this? What is this, Robin? Robin, first of all, when Karen calls you a hard 40, when she calls you that, she was not lying. Ma'am, first of all, when you the black lady sitting next to the white lady and the white lady look younger than you, that's a mistake. Robin. Listen to me, Robin. Too heavy on the makeup. The hair is terrible, Robin. That hairline, that widow's peak, Robin. Why did you let them turn you into a character from Eddie Murphy Vampire in Brooklyn? Do y'all remember Vampire? Rita, you can't run from your hunger, Rita. That's what the fuck he looked like. That's what she looked like with this hair right here. Robin, why did you do this? Who did this to you? Please don't say it's very Sharon Stone, because Sharon Stone is a very nice lady, and I met her a long time ago, and she was very nice to me. She made her whole security guard get up so I could sit next to her at Bringing on the Noise, Bringing on the Funk play back in the day in New York. Y'all will never talk bad about Sharon Stone. Sharon Stone's headline never gave us Vampire in Brooklyn. Robin, what the fuck is this? Go to bed, Robin. I can't take that she looked like that, as she said to us about this situation with Wendy. Because somebody asked her, how can you say that Wendy is overreacting to what y'all have said about Eddie when you was about to beat Ashley up in her fucking restaurant over what she said about wine? And this is what Robin said. She said that Wendy knew what she was signing up for. Robin, because that was her second season of the show, feels as if she did not know what she was signing up for at that point. Mind you, this is literally Wendy's second season. You may not have known it was a Housewives show, but you knew it was a reality show, bitch. So you mean to tell me that somehow you feel like you had a greater understanding at your second season of a new show? I'm sorry. You have a greater understanding. Wendy had a greater understanding. What I'm trying to say, y'all, I'm sorry, that phone threw me off. What I'm trying to say, y'all, is that it is the same thing. Your second season of a reality show is your second season of a reality show. It doesn't matter if the reality show is on its second season or its sixth, because every new girl to a reality show has the same things happen to her. Either she's brought on, she's like a deer caught in headlights. Hold up. We can't hear you. Y'all can't hear me. I don't know. I feel like y'all can hear me. Somebody said Kelly Pitts would never. She do look like Kelly Pitts. A mess. Anyway, don't play with Brittany like that. Brittany would never look like this bad. Yes, we can. Okay, that's what I thought. But y'all, she seems to think that Wendy knew what she was signing up for versus Robin's second season when she didn't know what she was getting herself into. Plus, Gizelle didn't go around saying to everyone like Ashley did about wine. That's what my notes say. So basically, she was saying that Gizelle didn't go around saying it's everybody. Yes, she did. Just because she didn't do it at a party, Robin, it doesn't mean she didn't go from you to Ashley to, I think she talked to somebody else, but she definitely talked to Robin and Ashley about the situation with Wendy before she talked to Wendy about it. And then she didn't even talk to Wendy. She sent the information through Ashley. Just so we're clear. So at the end of the day, I am looking at Robin like, Robin, what the fuck are you talking about? I feel like you make any excuse when it comes to Gizelle. Why can't you be honest and say that Wendy is having, her second season, she just doesn't know how to deal with it, and that's fine. But I'm in my sixth season, I know how to deal with it, 2020, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, 2020 vision is, y'all know what I'm saying. Catch 22, whatever the fuck. I'm sorry, okay? I'm trying to get it out. But it just annoyed me the way Robin looked a mess on Watch What Happens Live and then proceeded to get up there and talk bullshit to us about how her situation was so different than Wendy's when it obviously was the exact same situation. They were talking about, you're still mad right now because Wendy referenced your relationship with Juan being fake one time. Y'all have brought up that lady husband cheating on her several times. But yet you can be butthurt and act as if Wendy saying something about your fake ass relationship with Juan is so fucked up, but it's okay for you to continue to say things about Eddie cheating on her, and that's why she went and got her body done. No, bitch, I went and got my body done because I had 3 kids. The fuck is we talking about? Why do you need for me to admit to you that I went and got my body done because my husband could possibly be out here thinking about fucking on somebody else? Bitch, that's Ashley's storyline. Talk to her about that. That's Ashley's storyline. And not only that, but we never talk about the rumors that Juan has another woman somewhere. We never talk about that. And I feel like we should. But you know what? Whatever. What exactly wasn't what they said about Juan true versus what they said about Eddie? Girl, I don't even know, because I can't remember whether it was, the relationship isn't healthy or Juan got another woman. But either way, bitch, it's the exact same situation. And you got up there looking like vampire out of light-skinned Brooklyn, okay? And decided that you were going to pretend as if what you and Gizelle did to Wendy was so different than what Ashley did to you. And it's not. It's not. Go to hell. Anyway, so Gizelle is doing construction on her house Still, her $900,000 tear down is still being built up, okay? And she just put this addition, which she calls the West Wing, onto the house. Mind you, it's white siding versus the rest of the house that's white brick. I said, ma'am, you mean to tell me that you couldn't find white bricks to do the addition with? You couldn't find white bricks. You had to do white siding, which does not match at all. Oh, I'm so I hate when they go down the wrong way. Ooh. Oh, that shit look like my eyes watering and everything. That shit went down the wrong way. Oh. Her house looked like a barn. Her house looked like a barn. Child, the house looked like the set of an episode of Murder, She Wrote. I don't know what the fuck going on with that house. But the outside not matching is just an issue for me. For me, it's an issue. But you know what? Whatever. Let's press on from there. Sorry, y'all. That liquor went down the wrong way. Okay. So, Gizelle and Robin are having an event for Reasonably Shady, their podcast. Robin is trying to have a backbone by convincing Gizelle that she's not down with inviting Wendy and Karen, only to not allow them to use the facilities inside the home if they need to. I said, Robin, since when have you gave a fuck about being fair to the other ladies? Since when? I'll wait. No, I won't, because it's a lie. It's a lie from the pits of hell. You ain't never cared about how nobody was treated except for Gizelle. So please stop, okay? Gizelle throws shade at Karen saying, yeah, you're right. I probably should let them use the bathroom because, child, the way Karen probably used the pens, I don't want her saying that she pissed on herself because I wouldn't let her use the bathroom. I said, ma'am, y'all are both in y'all 50s. Y'all are both in y'all 50s. I know that Karen is 58 and Gizelle is 51. But if you are both in your 50s, if everybody's necks have started to wrinkle, that's no disrespect, because I know at some point my beautiful décolletage will start to wrinkle and I will be fine with it, bitch. Because I'll be like, I earned this wrinkle in my décolletage and y'all can kiss my ass. I'll feel like that. But to me, I feel like if both of y'all have wrinkles in your décolletage, you can't be out here trying to point out that somebody is a grandmammy. Okay? Because to be clear, Karen has not been made to be a grandmammy. So don't do that to Karen. Bitch, y'all are in the same decade. Cut it out. At least for right now, y'all in the same decade. Y'all gonna be in the same decade for at least 2 more years, bitch. Cut it the fuck out. All right, so let me talk about how old she is, bitch. If she pissing a little bit when she laughed too hard, you probably are too. Anyway, Karen and Ray get a huge package from Karen's new La Dame luxury candle line called Bohemian Fire. And Ray got to bring his old self outside. Ooh, fire, to carry the boxes. And I said, don't hurt his back, y'all. Don't hurt his back. Karen ain't going to get no dick for another month if he hurt his back now. Okay? Karen, of course, has to mention that, Wendy's coming out with a line too. But see, my line is 3 wick and hers is only 1. I said, reference it one more time how many wicks you got in them damn candles, Karen. How many times you going to tell us how many wicks they got in the candle, Karen? Oh my God. Listen, just say, girl, was about to put my candle line out and leave it at that. You don't have to keep commenting on the fact that Wendy was about to come out with candles too. Come on. Princess Manasseh, thank you for the super chat. I'm sure I pronounced that wrong. Thanks for all that you do. Positive vibes, always entertaining. Candice, Wendy, and a scholar gather. The girls this episode, Karen Woozy, has got me in tears. Girl, yeah. You ain't never lie. I was dying laughing at Karen this episode. Once we got into the scene. But anyway, y'all, then apparently a spam caller pops up on Ray's phone. Can we dissect this for a second? Because that didn't make sense to me. First of all, I've never seen a spam caller pop up on somebody's phone with a picture, unless it's Facebook. That's the only time I've seen that happen. And was it Facebook? Because if it was Facebook, all you had to do was go in there and block the person. The fuck you going on there to leave a message for, Karen? This was definitely some old people shit, but I still felt like, girl, if y'all don't get out of my facial with this fake fugazi ass Ray could possibly, girl, Ray ain't cheating on you. Ray could barely get his heart and dick up to fuck you, let alone a side bitch. Go to bed, Karen. You are not gonna t-shirt us to death with the idea that somebody might be trying to take your old ass nigga from you. Girl, stop. Girl, stop. Okay? Don't call me on Facebook because I'm not going to answer. I don't know you. I don't know what's wrong with y'all when y'all do that to people. I do not know you. I barely answer phone calls to people that I do know on my fucking cell phone, let alone on Facebook to people I don't know. Stop doing that. I'm in my car listening to music. You blowing me up on Messenger. That's why I'm gonna delete that shit off my phone. That's what I'm gonna do. Anyway, so y'all, Dorothy is still darkening Candice's doorstep. It's time for her to go though. Candice asked her about what Mia asked her at the video shoot, and Dorothy says that she didn't say much. It wasn't malicious, but I don't really remember. Now you don't remember. After you done went from person to person to person talking about your daughter and your son-in-law and whether he was being paid and whether he had lost his job and all of this bullshit, really, Dot, you don't remember? You know you was wrong. You know you was wrong. And I really do feel like you want your daughter to be miserable and alone, because then she will be codependent upon you and need you. And that will make you feel better about your empty life. Girl, if you don't use that psychology degree to get your own self the fuck together, I don't know nothing. Okay? It don't make no sense to me that you can go to school, spend thousands and thousands of dollars on education only to help other people and never to extend that same education and help to your own self and your own family dynamic. Dot need to go to hell. Okay, I'm sorry. Dot can go to hell talking about I don't remember. You actively went around and had conversations about your son-in-law, like he been out here doing your daughter dirty. And I'm so glad that Candice said, unless you see Chris Bassett out here fucking, dogs, babies, and cats and shit, okay? And that's terrible. But she was throwing shade to Michael, meaning if my husband is not out here giving you evidence that he fucking over me, stop looking for reasons to judge him. Wrong road. Wrong road. Okay? And I agree. Y'all leave Chris and his apron the fuck alone until we have further evidence that he's somebody we need to worry about. But I think him and Candice are great for each other. I like him and Candice together, and I want Dorothy to stop trying to fuck up their relationship because she's bitter and unhappy. I know you're so mad that your daughter decided to marry for love. I know you're so upset about that. And another thing, I'm tired of y'all acting like it's a bad thing that Candice comes from her mama's money. Is Dot paying the bills? And if she is, so the fuck what? If she is, that's what generational wealth is for, to take care of your kids. I'm so tired of people acting like it's a bad thing if Candice had to go to her mama for bills. It's so much better than sucking the balls of an old ass white man who's going to cheat on your young ass anyway. I'm sorry, but going to my mama for money will always be better than fucking some old nasty creepy ass man just so I can make sure that I can not live under a bridge like my mama and her niggas do. No shade to Ashley, but just, you the one that came to my mind, girl. Exactly. White people take care of their grown kids all the time. As soon as somebody black wants to take care of their child and help her have a leg up in life or help her until she get on her feet and get her Real Housewives check, that's another thing. Stop acting like Candice is not making $1,000 every season plus. Stop acting like that's not enough to pay a couple of $1,000, a few $1,000s on a mortgage. Please fucking stop. Cut it out, okay? Anyway, I like the fact that Chris pointed out to Dorothy and everybody listening that Dorothy has never paid a bill with Chris Bassett's name on it. Okay? Stop. Let the conversation go. I know one thing, Robin wished she had parents with money because they damn sure helped her get out of her situation with her and Juan. Remember the real estate situation where she had spent all of that fucking money? Guess who was helping her? Her parents. And Robin got 2 kids to think about. Candice don't have nobody's kids to think about. Just saying, while you out here worrying about who being dependent on Dorothy's money, at least I don't have 2 kids asking my fucking people for money. Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm on one. Receive me with love. So, y'all, Mia finally has time with her mom and kids. G is also there, you know, as a support system because Mia wants to take this time to talk to her mom about how she feels as if she's been there for her other sister, but not been there for her. So here it is. Mia, you have a husband, you have money. Your sister doesn't, from what I understand. Your sister ain't got no money and she probably ain't got no man. So y'all mom is her broad-based support. So your mom probably feels like she needs to give a little bit more to your sister than you because you have more. And I know you feel a way because emotionally you feel like you want more from your mother. And your mother does need to feel that she needs to spread herself amongst her children. Absolutely. Especially when she knows she gave you up. She knows she made you feel a way and she has felt a way about you because you are your father's child. And she feeling a way about your daddy and him introducing her to drugs and her not being able to live without him and all of that toxic relationship shit. But ultimately, that does not mean that she gets to neglect you and her grandkids from you because she has to be there for the other kid. I don't like that shit. So I'm glad they had that conversation because the mom did and does come off like she still in some ways resents Mia. And I feel like that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But they both get emotional about wanting a better relationship with one another. And I really hope that they're able to get that. But when Mia says that she's still suffering, I felt that from her and I felt bad for her because that's a tough space to be in. When you feel like, oh, so just because I have my shit together, that means I don't deserve as much attention and love from my mother that I never got it from. That's fucked up. And I need that mama and Mia to go to therapy so the mom can deal with her feelings about the dad. Mia can deal with her feelings about the mom and the dad, and the mom can be there for her in a healthy way because I often feel like the mom stays away for her own reasons, not just because she has to check in with the other sister because the other sister needs more of her time and effort because she doesn't have as much of a support system. It's not just that. You feel a way about Mia being that man's child. And you need to deal with that so you can really be there for her. Because when I was growing up, my grandmother's house was the place where everybody dropped their kids off to. We didn't have to ask what grandma was doing with my auntie's kids because ultimately everybody gets dropped off at grandma's house. So I don't know what y'all got going on over there, but y'all need to figure that out. Moving on from there, y'all. Wendy and Karen talk about her business meeting with Eddie. And Karen says that, that's great, but, my line is coming out soon. And, when yours comes out, then you'll be able to share in the moment as well, and we'll both have candles. All the girls can have candles. We'll just have a Real Housewives candle making business. I said, it's not a bad idea, Wendy. It's not a bad idea, especially if y'all have your own separate websites and then have the Real Housewives of Potomac Candle Company website and have everybody's candles on that one. Child, listen, ain't nothing wrong with going into business or doing things together as women because I think it helps everybody. There's enough money to be made for everybody. And I want y'all to keep that mindset because that crabs in the barrel shit is not the way sway. Okay? Let me wet my whistle, y'all, because that cough I had earlier then fucked me up. So Wendy wants the girls, because a scholar comes over, but she wants them to help her put together these book bags for kids in school to help the teachers who are often paying out of pocket. it's obvious that the women are trying to do charitable, valuable scenes. But we probably don't get to see as many of those because we see all of, the bullshit that they have going on. But this was a moment for Wendy to let y'all know that she's using her platform to help folks. And she's not just about the bullshit. And I appreciate that. And a scholar, too. We found out that a scholar was a teacher. We did not know that. Thank you, Jesse J, for the super chat. Wendy should come out with an eyeglass line. The ones from last week were cute. With her being a professor and the reads this season, she already has a brand. Child, she should listen because I think any opportunity is an opportunity to make some money now. Okay, just like I think it's a shame that Candice has not come out with a handkerchief or tissue line yet. But anyway, y'all, moving on. So a scholar comes over to help, and they discuss Mia asking Dot about Chris being on the payroll. And I love a scholar because a scholar is honest and real and says that don't ever feel that comfortable to ask my mother something like that about my husband. That ain't none of your business. Karen says that she doesn't feel like Mia was asking that with malice, and I feel like that's bullshit. I think Mia asked questions to create drama because she knows the assignments. Then they discuss Gizelle and Robin's invitation to Hotel Gizelle and this whole shady, but reasonable podcast party. Mind you, the women don't know anything about the podcast. All they know is this shady ass invitation they just received. And Wendy was like, I thought we made up. Why is she sending us this shady ass invitation to this get together? But everybody still shows up. Wendy talks to a scholar and Karen about this couples trip that she wants to take. Which I'm looking forward to. So Gizelle dropped the table on her foot, so she is a little incapacitated during this party, which is another reason why I don't understand why they couldn't find a venue versus having it at Gizelle's house, which not only is a construction site, but looks a fucking mess. Okay. The only redeemable thing about this was seeing her beautiful daughters who are growing up so fast help her. I mean, when one of the twins had to tell her to chew her mouth, to chew with her mouth closed, I was just like, girl, you need to stop having your daughters in scenes because they always sun you. Ashley gets to the house after Robin and she's screaming about the new edition because she had never seen it. I said, Ashley is shady as fuck because Ashley will make you feel like she's so excited. It's so wonderful. It's so great. And then turn around and say, but she has a long way to go. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, Ashley, football head, you shady as shit. But I'm here for it because that's the truth of the matter. I need for the siding and the brick to match. Anyway, so a scholar comes in a fabulous sweatshirt. I was just like, is that Gucci? Who is that for? I hope that's not Gucci because I don't really like Gucci. I do like Gucci, but I don't. It's the principle, but they do make really cute shit. Either way, a scholar's attire is always on point. Wendy comes through with a bottle of Moet, which I'm like, see, nobody should have an issue. Nobody should think that we still have a problem. Nobody should try to be prohibiting me from using their restroom, especially the one that's downstairs, which should be a half bath and made for people that you don't want all in your personal business. Okay. If I brought you a bottle of Moet, okay, she brought her a bottle of Moet, y'all. Like I was just like, not Moet. She brought you a whole bottle of Moet still in a box. And you gonna act like an ass with this lady? Go to hell, Gizelle, because based off your house and your fashions, you don't have enough money to just be out here giving people bottles of Moet as gifts. So I would have been very grateful and not act the ass with Wendy, but you proceeded to do that anyway. Karen comes in with a gift for Gizelle. It's her little dime candle. Robin tried to take it, but she was like, it's for Gizelle. Okay, it's for Gizelle. Robin says, I wonder if she put her candle out because Wendy was putting hers out. When she was like, girl, I'm gonna show you how to put a candle out. I ain't gonna lie. I was dying laughing with Robin in that moment in the confessional. I was like, oh my God, I haven't had a likable moment with Robin in a while, but I genuinely bust out laughing when she was like, girl, let me show you how to put a candle out. Boom. I was like, that's true. Gizelle explains that they are launching their podcast. So she and Robin are in business together now. And it's by the grace of God that they have not cursed each other out. However, the event that they're at the moment almost did not happen because Robin was so not okay with Gizelle treating the other women, Karen and Wendy, like shit by now allowing them to use the restroom. Okay. And of course, they want to know who the ladies were. And when Gizelle says it was Wendy and Karen, Wendy was like, girl, I mean, I don't know why, but that's not surprising. I wasn't going to come anyway. And they were like, oh, well, why weren't you going to come? What's tea? It's like, no, bitch, why wasn't I allowed to use your bathroom? What's tea? The fuck? Okay. And she basically explains that she didn't know where they stood. The truth of the matter is they made up, but when Gizelle decides that she still wants to have beef with somebody, them making up doesn't matter. And that's what's aggravating to me. So Wendy basically explains that the reason why she didn't know if she wanted to come was because the invitation was shady. And Giselle's like, well, it's Reasonably in Shady podcast. Well, bitch, I did not know that. This is the announcement of that. So all I knew was you was coming at a shady in the invitation. Okay. I could not have that context at that moment, but I'm here now. And Gizelle was like, well, we came to the nude interlude. We didn't know what that was about. And she was like, and I came to this, bitch. What are you talking about? Like, what we bringing up the nude interlude for? You acting like I showed you my vagina or something like that. Calm your ass down. See, that's what I'm talking about. People that just want to bring the argument so they can't take when a point is being made that they're wrong, so they just want to keep bringing shit up. Like, shut the fuck up, Gizelle. Thank you, Sebastian Daniels, for the super chat. Y'all remember when Karen arrived at the parking lot and said, are we COVID testing? I'm about to fell out. Shit, she had to make sure. I just got my vaccine. Okay, let y'all know something. Anyway, where was I in the notes? Okay. So after they after that, I think Karen and Mia took a walk and talked about the conversation that Mia had with Dorothy. I think the blame got put on Candice and Wendy for that. And then I think that Gizelle was trying to get Wendy to get a drink, and Wendy at this point is annoyed and doesn't want to drink. Okay, she's just here to get her check. Excuse me, y'all. Ashley and Robin talk, and Robin insists that Wendy is being standoffish. I'm like, why do you think that y'all can continue to come at this lady and she shouldn't have any response? Like, I really want to know, Robin, what should Wendy's response be in these situations where y'all come at her again and again and again? What should her response be? I really, really want to know, because it's annoying as fuck. Okay, they play a game where they basically ask questions about the drama that's been going on this season. Okay, and they basically say whether it's reasonable or it's shady with these like little, isn't it convenient that it was paddles, like, you know, sorority or fraternity paddles? And we're always talking about how Gizelle is constantly living in the space of being head of the AKAs, good or bad hair, and being able to bully the shit out of whoever is coming up behind her. Okay, that's the space that she's constantly in, and we all wish that she would have grown past college when she graduated. But let's go ahead and move on from there. So Gizelle asked if it's reasonable or shady to hold a grudge once a friend has already apologized. And it's so funny to me that she pointed that question at Karen, and Karen says it's reasonable because once I get over one situation with Gizelle, here comes another situation with Gizelle. And I thought it was so funny because you're continuing to have an issue and feel a way about Wendy, even though you are the one that went at Wendy. Wendy didn't come at you. You came at Wendy. Yet y'all have had a conversation, y'all have had y'all come to Jesus moment, and you were the one that still want to have an issue. So I think it's so funny that you're talking about Karen holding a grudge when it seems to me that you're holding a grudge against Wendy because you don't like the fact that Wendy checked you about coming for her and her family. Girl, fuck you. It's just the hypocrisy, the gall, the unmitigated gall for me. Okay, so I agree with Karen. It's reasonable. You can't keep shitting on me and then get mad when I hold a grudge. Okay, I don't trust you, ho. That's it. Okay. So Candice gets there finally, y'all. When Candice was running down the driveway, Jay Lee posted it to her Instagram, and I've been laughing at it ever since I saw it. Where am I? What's going on? Yo, that shit was too funny. Everybody running down that damn driveway to get to the construction site outside of Gizelle's home that is covered by a tent. Either way, when Candice got there, they're continuing on with the questioning. Is it reasonable or shady to talk about your friend when they aren't around? Most of the women say it's reasonable. And then Gizelle says when she talked about Eddie, that was reasonable. But when Wendy went over to Candice to tell her that the other women were engaging in conversation with Dorothy about Chris and whether he was getting paid or not, that was shady because it was the time and the place. I said, if y'all don't go to hell with this, you are not about to act like, because we were at a video shoot, that conversations about Wendy's husband cheating when you know it's not true, and then also putting that up against her getting, surgery done to her body, which is none of your business anyway. But that's okay. That's not shady. That's reasonable. But her warning Candice that these conversations are taking place at her video shoot, that's shady. Because what were you trying to do? As Mia said, were you trying to mess her up? Were you trying to get in her head? It was production day. And I was just like, to be honest, y'all were mad because Wendy told Candice what y'all were doing, because y'all thought y'all were getting away with that messy shit. Y'all thought y'all were smiling on camera in this girl's video and talking shit about her behind the scenes, and you were going to be able to get away with it. And when Wendy decided to go over and tell her friend what the fuck y'all were doing, now all of a sudden it's a bad thing to do. No, bitch, the conversation was bad. So Gizelle, Robin, Mia, if you did not want Candice to know what you were talking about at her video shoot, then you shouldn't have been talking about it at her video shoot. And that's just on God. We're not going to sit up here and act like Wendy is the person that's more wrong in the situation. Like, no, bitch, because Candice could have very much have already heard what y'all were saying. Okay? And honestly, I would want somebody to tell me to come and get my mama if my mama is over there engaging in that type of conversation. Because at the end of the day, the situation was stressful anyway. The conversation was happening anyway. Her finding out about it, so what? Talking about, and then, y'all, why did Robin need to get so upset? She didn't need to hear that while she's trying to go through the 1-2 step. Like, ma'am, why are you this upset? Candice gets there, sits down, and says that she was not upset that Wendy let her know what was going on, which should have deaded the issue. But Mia and Robin continued to poke at Wendy like Wendy was fucked up for saying what was going on to her friend. Candice wants to know why Mia felt it was appropriate to ask about her personal business in the first place. We're not friends like that, bitch. Mia says that she asked her to volunteer her time. She asked her to come to this low-budget video where there was no management to manage, and she wanted to know what the deal was. Candice says, low budget, your mama's low budget. Watch your mouth. Everybody got so upset because of the backstory with Mia's mama. Guess what? Your mom is low budget. Fuck it. Now what? I'm sorry, y'all, but every now and again, I'm there for Candice just being like your mama or fuck you. Like, y'all, there are some times when people are coming at you with such bullshit that you don't even feel like thinking about the intelligent, hard read that you should be giving them. Because it is an easy read to be like your mama. It's definitely an easy read. But at the end of the day, bitch, you wanted to come and try to get information from my mama about me to use against me. You know you were getting that information to eventually use against me. Fuck you. So at the end of the day, guess what, bitch? Your mama's low budget. And tell Gizelle and them, I don't give a fuck. I'll talk about your mama, your big feet, and your big hands. Kiss my ass. I'm sorry, y'all. I know y'all gonna be like I'm fucked up. But I don't come from the school that you can say anything about me. You can be messy. You can disrespect me. You can ask my mom about info about me to use against me later. You can do all of this mean girl shit to me. And then when I say your mama, I'm the fucked up one. Child, go to hell. Candice. That whole mama low budget. And if her mama wasn't low budget, maybe she would have been there for her. Yeah, I said it. I mean, it's a storyline on the show. It's a storyline on the show. You literally just talked to your mama about the fact that she is not being there for you, helping you because you got your shit together and your sister is what? Low budget. That's no disrespect, bitch. I'm low budget. Ain't no shade, bitch. I'm low budget. If Candice would have been like, bitch, you low budget, I'd have been like, and indeed I am. But guess what? Your $10,000 video shoot without the cars was low budget as well. But don't come there asking that lady all that information about her mama like that, y'all. I'm sorry, that was fucked up to me. It was maybe not fucked up, but messy and unnecessary. And then you can't get mad at her when she comes at you after you spent her whole video shoot doing that. And yeah, it may have been only one time when Mia went up to Candice's mom asking her, but y'all were all indulging in that shit. Y'all were. Y'all were reveling and talking shit about Candice while she's having this moment where she's finally living her dreams and everybody else is bitter because they're not feeling that same happiness, child. I don't know. I don't know if that's the case or not, but I know if my friend is having a video shoot and anybody there is trying to play with her like that, I'm going to be like, girl, let's go over here and smoke. Because, see, these hoes you invited is a problem and an issue. I probably would have waited. I probably wouldn't have said nothing at the moment, but I probably would have checked everybody. It probably would have became an issue because I would have checked on my friend's behalf. I would have been like, so do you think that's necessary or appropriate for y'all to be having this conversation right now? Because y'all will get real mad if I go over there and tell her what y'all talking about. So how about y'all cut it out? How about y'all not have this conversation? How about y'all not worry about what's going on with her and her husband and their finances? If that was my friend, that might have been my response more so than going to tell her what was going on at that moment. But the next day, I would have, hey, girl, the video shoot was so nice. I had a good time. But girl, let me tell you. Let me tell you, though. I know. Let me say, girl. So I'm standing there, right? And this bitch is over there asking your mama if Chris is on the payroll. I was like, girl, that ain't none of your business that Chris is on a payroll. Like, bitch, are you on G's payroll? Better question. Right. And girl, you know I love you. And listen, I know your mama love you and you love your mama, but your mama was wrong, girl. Your mama was up there engaging in all types of conversations, girl. She was making it worse. Girl, you know how Miss Di is. And you know I don't want you, girl, you know I love you now, so don't take it from the wrong place. But I was about to tell your mama that she needs to go sit in her car because she was doing a lot. She was doing a lot. No, I know. Girl. Y'all, that would have been my conversation on the phone with Candice the next day. Okay. Thank you so much, Q the King, for the super chat. Wendy is getting the treatment Monique got from the Green Eyed Bandits. My, how the tables have turned. But Wendy and Candice clapbacks give me life. We all knew that, though. Thank you for the super chat. But you know we knew that. We knew that that was going to be the situation. Wendy's composure threw the Green Eyed Bandits for a loop, didn't it, though? So, y'all, let's move on from there. So, Mia says, I donated my time and you didn't even thank me for supporting you. And Candice says, supporting me wouldn't be asking my mama about my money. Ashley says that you talk about it with the group, so I don't understand why you're so upset. And Candice said, Ashley, were you there, beloved? And I almost fell out of my fucking chair. I said, I know that's right. Were you there, beloved? They go back and forth. Karen says, that right now everything is moving kind of slow because she had just got her vaccine shot that day. So she was just like, ooh, everything's doing a lot right now. Gizelle says that Karen was talking to your mama, and Wendy says, well, why would you say Karen's name before you said your own? Because you was damn sure over there having conversations with Dot. Thank you, honestly, Crystal, for the super sticker. I appreciate you, love. Thank you. And Candice goes in on Mia. Robin was like, I don't understand why it's a big deal. I used to be on Juan's payroll, so I wouldn't have found issue with it. Robin, nobody gives a fuck how low your bar is. Because I feel like Robin often has the argument that she wouldn't have been bothered by something. Everybody ain't you, Robin. Everybody ain't you. People aren't wrong for responding to things that have happened to them just because it's not the way you would respond. You have already told us and admitted that you don't do what you're supposed to do half the fucking time. So why should we be listening to you and your response? Make that make sense. Hey, baby. How you doing? You feeling okay? They gave you a shot? You okay? How your arm feel? Take some Tylenol. I'm tired of him not being able to go to restaurants with me. So he just got his first shot. Put it in your wallet right now. Well, we need to get you a new wallet. Put it in your fanny pack. I bought Lyric a fanny pack for work because he lost his earphones. Look, he don't need to be losing nothing else. I'm tired of not being able to go to Chop House because you're not vaccinated, nigga. I need you to be able to whip out that card. Okay? Lyric proud of his freedom papers. He is. Anyway, don't worry about his fanny pack match his khakis perfectly. Okay? I can't have him out here losing another set of $300 earbuds. Anyway. That's all right, B. You know you my lover and my secretary. I'll get you another pair. His birthday coming up. Go to hell. Look, you need to see which ones you really, really want because you know your birthday next week. Actually, his birthday is not even next week. His birthday is Saturday. Right. Child, I need to get on Best Buy tonight to buy shit. Anyway, y'all, back to Real Housewives of Potomac. In my life, sorry, I'm almost done, B. So they all talk about how Karen is always drunk calling everybody in the middle of the day. I wish I was this friend because when I get drunk, I just fall asleep or get on live and talk to y'all. But they were all talking about how much they enjoy Karen's drunk phone calls when she called them being honest about her feelings because, you know, any other time she lying. I said, Robin, you don't even have feelings to lie about. So shut up. Candice says, you know, here we go with this kind. Oh, yeah. Robin asked if it's reasonable or shady to inquire about a friend's body changes after rumors of their husband cheating. Once again, back to Wendy. Excuse me, y'all. Once again, back to Wendy. Candice says, are we doing this again? Why y'all can't leave Wendy and her titties alone? I said, I concur. Gizelle says it's reasonable. And Wendy says, if it's reasonable for the same blog who posted that you had an STD. I said, Wendy! Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Wendy. Wendy said, if it's reasonable to talk about the same blog saying my husband's cheating, then it needs to be reasonable to talk about that same blog saying that you have herpes or the clap or whatever it may be, because I don't remember. I don't believe it either, but so what, bitch? Anyway, when Wendy says they talked about her at Robin's dinner, and so she feels like it is shady. Okay, you better show that fanny. Come on now, model a fanny. Ashley says, no, that wasn't about you. Okay, that wasn't about you. I said at the end of the day, y'all may not have been speaking badly about Wendy, but y'all were talking about Wendy for 45 minutes. So Candice said. At the end of the day, y'all was talking about her. And I don't even really think that matters. Wendy, that's not even the point. They were talking about you at Robin's dinner. They didn't invite you to Robin's dinner. That's the shade. Always inviting everybody to everything. That's why I was mad that Robin was upset that nobody invited her to the couples trip. First of all, y'all ain't a couple. Wine ain't gonna come anyway, so why would we invite you? Wine ain't gonna come anyway. Even if we do invite y'all, there's a scene next week where Wine's gonna be like, I'm not going. So what's the fucking point in inviting you anyway? Okay?
Or is it a man satchel, which is satchel?
Yo, why is he like this? Yo, why is he like Robin? You are doing entirely too much. Because to be very clear, you are the asshole. You are the one getting extremely upset because somebody has an issue with Gizelle and because somebody is talking about your lack thereof relationship with Wine. You are the one being an asshole right now. You are the one talking over people. You were talking over Wendy at the end of the day. Wendy says if anyone was really concerned about her, they would have reached out to her directly, which is another reason why the situation was shady. Gizelle says that she's confused after Wendy is done reading them. I'm like, you're always confused whenever somebody just finished reading your stupid ass. Wendy said that she's not talking to her. Okay, I'm not talking to your ass, so it doesn't even matter. Giselle is like, well, if you're going to disrespect me, you can get up out my house. Karen was like, bitch, we are not in your home. We are on public property right now. Y'all were not on public property, but y'all were also not inside her home. Gizelle says that she can go. She's not going to be disrespected in her house. A scholar says that y'all continue to question her offensively and then get mad when she responds to y'all offensively. Mia says, what are you, the mediator? And a scholar says, I suggest you sit down with your hoe ass. I said, thank you, a scholar, because Mia needed that. Nobody needs you to defend the green-eyed bandits right now. Shut up. Okay. Candice says, wait, I'm sorry. Mia says that anybody calling another woman a hoe is insecure. And Candice is like, so now I'm low budget and insecure. I was just like, damn, Candice, she was talking to a scholar. At the end of the day, like calling somebody a hoe doesn't mean you're insecure. It just means it's a lazy read, and I don't feel like all of that. So you just a hoe, whatever. When Candice says y'all are hoes or you bad bodied, it's a lazy read, but it's a I don't give a fuck. I just don't like you, so I'm gonna say anything negative about you type of read. That's what it is. I was totally here for a scholar in this moment when she pointed out how they keep coming for Wendy and then getting mad at Wendy's response. That's why I was so annoyed with Robin. Robin, how many times are y'all gonna have this conversation? How many times are y'all gonna bring up Eddie cheating on camera? How many times are y'all gonna act like a woman only gets surgery to keep her man from cheating, not getting surgery just to feel good about her fucking self? Y'all have brought that up over and over and over again. We've only brought up your lack their relationship of wine, at least from Wendy, twice, and you're about to have a fucking conniption because of it. Well, this is just how she felt about me, okay? Karen was like, well, why don't we just talk about the trip? Because I'm confused. Let's just talk about the trip. She wasn't supposed to say that. So Wendy's like, okay, it's fine. I was going to invite everybody to the couples trip. And she skips over Robin and Gizelle because they don't have anybody to come on the couples trip with them. Yes, Ashley has Michael, but he probably won't come. You know, Karen has Ray. He may not come. But everybody else, husband, Skylar, Mia, Candice, Wendy, their husbands will come. Gizelle and Robin don't have husbands. So she skipped over them. And I thought it was funny that they both kept trying to call Wendy whack. Like Gizelle trying to call Wendy whack for saying something to Candice about what they were saying with Dorothy at the video shoot. That was whack. No, it wasn't. Fuck you. Then Robin saying that Wendy's whack for saying that, I would invite you, but your, significant other ain't gonna come anyway. So what's the point in inviting you? It was the truth. You may have thought it was whack, but I think it's whack that your man never thinks he should show up to make sure that people know that he has your back. Juan never shows up, even if it's just to let everybody know that he has your back. Even if it's just to say, y'all ain't gonna keep fucking over my baby like this. He still don't show up for you like that. So at the end of the day, Robin, you feeling a way about Wendy is really you feeling a way about Juan and how he has never given you what you have wanted for him. Be mad at your nigga. Don't be mad at Wendy for pointing it out. Especially when you think it's okay and it's reasonable to point out that her husband may be cheating on her and that's why she got her body done. Well, I could point out that the reason why Juan hasn't married you is because he's really not that into you. Thank you so much, Peach, for the super chat. Jamal was messing with the church ladies. He gave her herpes and that sent her to the institution. My opinion. Well, that's what they say. Juan stays reading Robin every chance he get. Is Juan coming, child? I'm so glad he's not here because he wasn't coming anyway. Robin, your man is whack. I thought she did invite them, but she was just being shady saying that Juan ain't gonna show up. She was. I mean, y'all know everybody was invited. It's the Real Housewives of Potomac girls trip. Everybody was invited, but ultimately we know he ain't gonna come. So what we inviting the nigga for? Child, yes. Juan is Robin's sister at this point. Exactly. Everybody, including Gizelle, thinks the same thing about Robin and Juan's relationship. Yes, they do. They just don't say it. They just don't say it. But everybody knows that if he really wanted to be with you, that at some point he would have saved you from the embarrassment that you go through every time he does not show up. When he doesn't show up to reunion shows, when he doesn't show up to trips, when he doesn't show up to couples trips or anything dealing with you guys, he never shows up for you. The last time he showed up was to propose to you on camera, and he still has not married you, so we know. And if he did marry you, I need to understand why y'all would keep that under wraps when that has constantly been a conversation over the 6 seasons we've been on this show. Robin, you got too much going on at your own house to be worrying about what the fuck going on with Eddie and what's going on with Wendy. You need to be worrying about what's going on with Juan. You need to be worrying about what's going on with your children. But see, you too much in Gizelle's business and in her cooch. So I guess that's where we are with it. Because You get mad when somebody say your relationship with Juan not real. You get mad when somebody talk about Gizelle ain't shit. But those are all facts. I'm gonna need for you to get mad at shit that's a lie. Stop getting mad about the truth. Stop getting mad about the truth. Get mad about a lie. Wendy shouldn't be mad about y'all lying about her husband. You should not be mad about somebody pointing out that your relationship doesn't seem to be real when your dude don't seem to claim you. Y'all engaged, but are y'all? If y'all do, I'll be so happy. I'll be so happy when Juan and Robin turned up to be secretly married and just didn't tell nobody because they wanted to embarrass all of us that have been talking about how he wasn't really into her from the very beginning. And even after y'all get married, if y'all do, I will still think it's because of financial reasons and not really because he wants to lay up sliding his thing inside you for the rest of his life. But go ahead, Robin. Worry about what's going on with Eddie and Wendy. Worry about what's going on with Chris and Candice. Go ahead. Keep worrying about those people who are married. Let me say y'all something. When a girl say that y'all come after people's husbands because y'all don't have one, it's the truth. That's all I got to say. Thank you. Robin's parents knew Juan was going to the NBA, so they helped him. Yep. You can tell by the looks of that poll. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm thinking about Laura Govan and Daddy. Anyway, y'all know that Juan and Michael are getting matching tattoos right now. Y'all don't think that Juan is gay. Next week better be good. The husbands are going to bring it. Child G gonna be drunk as fuck, embarrassing the shit out of Mia. I got something for them gnats. I'll send you this Amazon link. Child, we got spray for gnats. I just didn't feel like getting up to get it. It was just one gnat that kept coming around me because of this drink right here. I hope Juan marries Robin so she can feel like she proved a point and leave the show. Please leave the show. I think Juan stayed with Robin out of obligation because her parents took him in. Absolutely. We all know that. We all know that that's what this is about. Obligation and feeling indebted to somebody. Robin irked my nerve this episode. The thing, I would like Robin if Robin wouldn't get so perturbed and unnecessarily upset on Gizelle's behalf when Gizelle is dead ass wrong. Robin irked my nerve this episode. They really try to make it seem like Wendy is angry. She was talking in a normal tone. Exactly. Wendy was calm and very like direct. To me, Robin was the one that seemed like she couldn't handle her emotions. If you ask me, you're an asshole. Oh my God, there's no getting through to you. Like, what are you trying to get through to her exactly, Robin? What is it that you're trying so hard to get Wendy to understand? That you didn't mean any harm when you got on national television to talk about a rumor that you didn't believe to be true? When Wendy told Gizelle she could bring her luggage, I died. Yeah, nah. She was like, who's going to be there for you? Your luggage. Oh my God, Bondi. What spray do you use for gnats? I'm losing my mind. Nothing works. Child, Raid. There's like an overall, bug killer with Raid. Raid's that girl. Because Robin White women that conversation. Didn't she though gaslight the fuck out of you? And then when you respond, all of a sudden, you're the aggressor. You're the asshole. Juan is out there acting like Martell Hope. Child, no he ain't. He's smarter than Martell. Right. Why Wendy was being so aggressive, she wasn't even yelling. Talking about calm down. Bitch, we ain't even hearing nothing come from her. Talking about calm down. And Robin was sitting with her legs gapped wide open like a dude on a basketball court. You know why? The thing is, Robin could be relatable if she would focus on bettering herself. You ain't got to tell me. They don't like Wendy. They don't like that Wendy is unbothered by their theatrics and calls them out. They really don't. They don't. Juan already said second or third season that he wouldn't talk to her if it wasn't for the boys. He always seems to be aggravated by her. Robin acts so white she doesn't even realize it. A scholar, yeah, that house tour wasn't going to work out. Child, when Gizelle called Wendy a hater and Wendy said hating on this, y'all, that was me passing out. She said, at this? I said, not at this, Wendy. That shit was funny. Also, Bondi, Robin, the white woman of color, needs to worry about bettering herself and has more deference for Gizelle than her so-called man. I said it. Robert had them things cocked open like straight up dude. Child. A scholar said, where the stairs and the door? No, ma'am. A scholar said, yeah, we can talk about this later when it's finished. Child, the episode was good, but it was a mess. Anyway, y'all, we've been talking for an hour and 37 minutes about both of these shows. Thank y'all so much for coming through. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. But let me go so I can go ahead and decompress and watch Love and Hip Hop so I can come to y'all tomorrow with more of this bullshit. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Please don't forget to check out the BondyBlue show I just did where I talked about Kelly Price and all of that foolishness. Y'all be cool by the pool pool. All right. Peace out.